Hello everyone. How's it going? Welcome to yet another stream on a Sunday afternoon. How's everybody's Sunday going? I hope it's going good and relaxing. So yeah, I thought of starting to stream in the morning, but then a couple of things came up. So I'm planning to have a quick session now, before at least 6:30 IST time, and have some work during after that time. And once it is done, I will be probably streaming another session in the evening at around 7 or 8, depends on what time I get through. Okay, so yeah, that is basically the idea. Yeah, so today we are going to continue working on our well, I keep saying it's a Google Drive clone, but it's not really a clone. It's basically a file storage application, something like Google Drive, but it's definitely not going to be the look and feel is not going to be a clone of Google Drive for sure. I know that. Okay, coming to the second part is yeah, so today we are going to continue working on the UI side and setting up the profiles, maybe work on a little bit of the refactoring and things like that, where we work on where we work on like refactoring a little bit of code so that I can go ahead and add quick support for GitHub without much pain. But yeah, let's see how much we can achieve in this particular session. Else, of course, I'm gonna today definitely go for a second session in the afternoon, in the evening. My bad, sorry, late evening, I would say. So yeah, before that, let me quickly do the usual thing. So I'm going to just hear my voice. So just I'm gonna go on mute for a second. It is yeah, so today we are going to continue working on the UI side and setting up the profiles, maybe work on a little bit of the refactoring and things like that, where we work on where we work on like refactoring a little bit of code so that I can go ahead and add quick support for GitHub without much pain. But yeah, let's see how much we can yeah, sorry. Meanwhile, how is everybody doing? How's your Sunday going? I'm just gonna put a quick promotional post. I'm just putting a quick promotional post for people to know that I've gone live. So just a quick second out here. Cool. Okay, so I'm going to keep the feed working here on my phone. Okay. Cool. So I suppose we are live now and everything is done and we can go ahead and start working on this. Okay, so what we have done till now, let's quickly look at what we have done till now. Okay, dev GitHub React, what else? Create the data, not data structures, VaultIQ. Okay, the moment I start this, I want to do awesome. Okay, we are back. Sorry, there's someone at the door I have to attend. Okay, so let's quickly look at what all things we have done till now. I don't think so we have anything uncommitted here because I didn't work on this one. Don't send. Okay, so WebStorm and this thing in here is what I want. Cool. Okay. So yeah, not this. Okay, so I want VaultIQ. Cool. So if we just run this application like we did before, I hope nothing is blocked on 2080. Okay, I guess this is what it is, right? Yeah, Java. So this has to be it. And then here itself, I can just run dev localhost this thing. Okay, so this is what we have till now. And yeah, I was thinking of what we can do here. So this thing, I guess we can quickly think about what we can do. But before that, what I suppose right now I would be working on is I suppose I would be working on now is well, one of the things we can work on is the toggle button on the right hand side. We can work on that. So let's go to shadcn and let's see what exactly we have here. So if I'm not wrong, we have some sort of a toggle here. Toggle. Okay. Yeah, so we have a toggle, but I don't think so if that is a good idea to do this. Maybe a simple button would do the trick. So this is a toggle group and things like that. Okay. So we don't need this. I think we can simply do a button. And yeah, I think that should be it. But right now, my entire question is what should we do about? So this is this. So you have this login part, right? So you have this login part. So I suppose what we have to do here is that let's create a this first, because right now what happens, okay, let's quickly show what happens right now. So I can go to Google login. It will ask me to choose an account to continue to VaultIQ. I don't know why it doesn't show the logo, though I uploaded the logo. So I can just, so I only have added these two emails for testing purpose. So I just go ahead and do that. And if I go ahead and do that, if I do a continue, yeah, so it goes to /home. This particular /home is actually not secure. That's a problem. So it's not secure. So we need to secure this particular thing. That's the first thing. And on the other hand, this basically needs to, be calling an API called me, which needs to be secure on the backend side. So this is the entire flow that I want to work with. So here is what happens generally. And then you have the backend. Okay. So this is the UI client, and this is the backend server. Okay. And then you can also think in terms of there is Google, entire system of Google. So there can be different resource servers, there can be identity server providers and things like that. But it's completely different from what we have. Okay. So now this particular thing says, okay, log in with Google, and then this guy makes a call to Google saying, okay, give me a code. Okay, so Google would return back the code, validating some of the things, give back a code. Okay, so taking the code, maybe this thing can go back and maybe not. Actually, this thing would go back and say, here is the previous code, give me an access token. Okay, so this is what it would say, and Google would say, okay, here's the access token. Enjoy the access token. Okay, so this is what usually Google would say. So let's make this pink. Okay, and then let's make this color, this color, this color, this color. So here itself, along with the access token, it gives a token ID, which I remember correctly. So yeah, it gives you the access token, and along with that, it also gives you an ID token, which is basically a JSON. We can do that honestly, but what we would simply do is make a call to the user info and get the same thing that we get here. The reason why we do that is we have to then kind of validate if the ID token is correct or not, and we can validate that on our side, or we can basically send like make a call to get the JWT, or basically the keys, and once you get the keys, you can validate on your end, or you can ask you can send it right down to this thing and say that validate. So what I would be doing I would be sending it down to them. So I would just be sending out the access token along with the user info. I think I already have that kind of information here. Okay, the next thing that you have here is basically, yeah, this is what happens. So enjoy the access token. So right from here, I would say we can say give me user info, and here itself it gives you back the user information. Okay, so this is what happens as of today. So let's see if I can just zoom this in a little bit without breaking something. Looks like I broke a little bit, but we can fix that. I hope I'm able to explain this flow for everyone. If anybody has any questions about the flow of what I'm doing right now, please do comment. Please do put up a chat and we can discuss if something is not clear very much. But yeah, anyway, so you get the user information. So right when we get the user information, let's say, okay, we can't do that. Maybe we can. I don't want to do that actually. Yeah. Why is Xfally has to be a pain in the ass? I don't know. Just help me out. Or maybe I'm dumb and I keep doing shit things where it messes up the layout. So let's zoom out a little bit. I hope it's still visible what I'm doing here. Okay, so let's say here's a DB, right? It really doesn't matter what you have. Well, I'm explaining from my case, so let's be very explicit that we are using Mongo. Okay, so you get the user information. Once you get the user information, I believe one of the things that you want to do here is, so one of the things you quickly want to do here is that save profile info once you get the user information. And another thing that you want to do here is basically Azure storage. So what you want to do here is that save the avatar image. Okay, so this is what you want to do. So of course, if you get the user information, you have to, do I have that here? I don't think so I have it. So let's quickly actually go ahead and do this thing. So let's go out. You have network. I have login. The problem here is the access token will be coming to the backend and not to the front end. Okay, so what happens if I just make this call image upload? This is image upload, not that. So HTTP localhost. What do we do here? It says 302 found. That's a problem because you give me a header of where I need to go to, but you never give me actually. Okay, but anyways, nonetheless, I think okay, so what another thing that we can do is JWT IO. So we have a previous token actually, which is ID token. As I mentioned, this is generally a JWT token, and it says signature verified. How can I verify the signature? I didn't even give you the. Okay, so yeah, it gives you the, okay, so it actually came along with this particular key, but I have to validate this key along with them. But anyways, what my point is that, so if I just go to the picture link in here, this basically is my Google image. So if anybody else is using it, it would be their Google image. But here if I keep on continuously polling this particular thing from any user agent, it would clearly rate limit me. Okay, so I don't want to do that. So what I'm going to do here is that I'm going to just download that particular image and I'm going to save it to my own store where I can save, where I can send. And as far as I remember, Google does have caching headers, but GitHub doesn't. But we can do a very simple thing where we try to sync up these things at a certain time. Okay, maybe every night we can try and sync up the images, or maybe every 30 days we can do a sync up. I haven't really thought about how we're going to do it like for this particular application, but yeah, that's something that you can do. But the question here is, so now this returns back a 302 redirection to, let's just say, home. Okay, or 301. I think it's 301, correct? Let's quickly see what exactly. I keep on forgetting the thing. Yeah, so I'm giving a so maybe I want to give a, no, I think found is fine. Yeah, anyways, so once I do that particular thing, what I quickly want to do here is that I want to say, so this is where my home page component would load up, let's say. Okay, so this is where my home page component would load up, and this component should be having a call right at load up to the backend saying /me. So one thing I actually didn't save here is that it not only does send a redirection, it also sends a header called setCookie. So what setCookie does is that it asks the browser to save some cookies, and in the cookie itself I'm going to send the JWT token. Now the question here is, what token am I going to send? So I'm going to use user information and something of my own to actually create the JWT token, and this token would be generated by our backend server. Okay, so we're going to mix up the user information we got from Google, and we're going to mix it up with some of our own things that we have, and then we're going to send the cookie back. So what happens is, here, along with cookie. So on the back end, what we're going to do is we're going to first validate if the cookie is there. Then we're going to try and extract out the particular JWT tokens from the cookie, and then we're going to extract out, validate the JWT token, and say if it's the correct JWT token being sent. If everything is correct, me is something which is a good thing. So what I can simply do is I can make a response back saying, okay, this is the profile information that you need. Okay, so currently it's going to happen at homepage component, but then slowly I'm going to move it out to a context, because profile information might be used in different places. And one of the things I can do if I have it in a context is right at the load of the application, if I do send a /me request, it would know that if it's kind of like remember me, so it would know that if your application is if your application is basically if your application is basically like it's already logged in, right? So it's already logged in. So this is what the entire plan is. I hope this was helpful enough to actually make any sense. Yeah, cool. I wonder if we can just share a link for this. Most likely not. I probably have to go for a paid things. Oh wait, I can export to a link. Okay, so if I copy the link, yeah, I don't know if that is a good idea, so I'm just not going to share it. Cool. Now coming to the point of what we're going to do right now is, I think a little bit of makeup is required for this particular thing right here, because I don't like it. I honestly don't like it. And coming back to the point where we had this thing, like the design made by ChatGPT, basically it says secure file storage made easy. And yeah, this thing looks a little bit off. A little height would be good, and then log in with Google. I'm not gonna probably do it right now. Okay, So let's quickly go ahead and do that. So landing page.css button height is 100% actually. What if I say 200%? Okay, that works fine. So yeah, this I would say still looks much better. And then font size can be 16 pixels. Is that a good idea? Or 14 pixel is fine. I'm just gonna go with 16 pixels for this. Yeah. Cool. Okay, yeah, I think we are good in here. Where is my thing? So I think we are good in here. One thing, okay, so I guess nudge if you want the glow lower. Okay, well, I think I'm just gonna go. So if I'm just gonna say 20, can I just say 200? Okay, I see what's happening. What if I say 0 pixels? 20, 10, yeah, probably 30 is good. And then in here, we probably want this to be 10. Okay, and transparent is 20%. 100% is the only thing that works. Okay. Border radius 50, slightly larger than the image. So I'm just going to say 500. Well, not 5,000. 500. This is more like it, honestly. This is more like it, yeah. Now I would go ahead. Maybe this is too much. Maybe 800 cross 800 is something that we want. Or maybe not. Maybe 1000 pixels. Okay, cool. So let's do 1000 pixels for now. Let's see how it goes. Okay, cool. The next thing that we want to do here is very clearly we want to do sorry. We want to do your digital drunk drawer, things like that. Okay. So maybe we can quickly work on this one. So your digital junk drawer. Well, when will this work? Give me better text. Give me each one for now. Something like, I think I know. Open source files too. With our platform, you can upload any file, organize your documents, photos, and more into tidy folders and share them instantly with friends and colleagues. More importantly, it is OSS, which means you can self-host and own your own data. That's basically it. Yeah, I don't know, open source file store is a great idea or not, or like what exactly. Say goodbye to cluttered desktop and missing files. With our platform, you can upload anything, neatly organize document photos and move into folders. You share them instantly. Best of all, it's open source, so you can self-host and keep full ownership of your data. I think that is better. Okay, I'm just gonna copy paste this. Now the question is, why doesn't each one work within this thing, right? So the first thing I would say is, let's have some hero sections, I believe, like we had for Droplet. That is something that I'm looking forward to. So for, might need to check right styling for the scroll as well. The scroll will probably just go away just by saying index CSS overflow header. That's all. Scroll is not. The fuck? Oh. Yeah, scroll is gone. That's all. But a lot of SaaS landing pages are scrollable, so maybe what you can do is just make the header sticky. I don't know how to do that, of course, but yeah, I'm not gonna get sniped by that right now. So yeah, as you can see, I commented this out beforehand. So I'm gonna keep this for now as it is, and there'll be some footers and all that. Okay, so now the bigger question is, why on earth, if you have an H1 and within this you have a diff, it cannot do this kind of thing? But yeah, whatever. So for now, what I'm gonna simply do is, so this diff is a closing diff here. So within this you would need something called the motion.diff, right? So I'm gonna do a little copy paste, but before that I have to pip install, sorry, npm install motion, I believe. Okay, and also why not update? Will it ask for my password? No, it will not. So version is now 10.16. Okay, so it's updated. Anyways, so we can go to Droplet in here, and we can go to we can just search for motion.diff. Sorry, we just search for motion.diff. Yeah, so let's look at this particular file. In here, what you do is you do this particular thing where you say where you want to animate from, and this thing. So sorry, right after this you can simply say motion, sorry, yeah, that auto completes it. Cool. So you gotta add the imports and stuff. I like to keep the CSS at the very end, but okay, whatever. So yeah, this is what usually how it should go through. Okay, one thing I see is there is no gap in here, and looking at this particular diff, who is the parent of this diff? The parent of this diff is this, so I'll simply go here and gap of 20 pixels is probably what I want. Did that work? Doesn't seem like that didn't work, because most likely, wait, because I looked at the wrong place. Where is this? Yeah, so this is flex and all of that. So right after this thing, and gap of 50 pixels, and yeah, this still is a little bit, this thing is 200 pixels. Wait a second, why the fuck did it background color is red? Sorry, we gotta remove that, and in here we gotta say gap is 50 pixels. Yeah, this kind of looks a little bit better, I would say. Yeah, this kind of looks a little bit better. Maybe the entire diff can come through, I don't know. I just wanted to exactly see how that library works, so that I just kept that, but yeah, that is what it is. Okay, so coming to the next part where what we also want to do here is that we want to say this open source file storage needs to be in a different font, I suppose. So let's ask this shithead what all things it actually generated. What is the font for header secure file storage made easy? I'm not sure if it used enter. I don't think so it's enter. But let's see, because it would give that kind of a okay. Let's see if it actually says something. It falls back to okay. No. Geometric sans serif, which is very close to enter or SF Pro display. Okay, so it says it's SF Pro display. So I feel like we have to do some kind of trickery in here, right? Okay. Sorry, my bad. So in here, which is right here, each one, I suppose we only write about that, write like that, correct, if I am not wrong. Yes, you do like that. So here font size is probably gonna be something like 30 pixels, let's say. Okay, font weight is gonna be 900. Okay, that looks more like it, and let's make it like 100 pixels. 70, does that look good? Open source file storage, and I feel like what you have to do in here is word justify or something. Break all. What happens in this? Acha, you break. Okay. Keep all. Yeah, but I think I have to do text align center. This should work. Yeah, this looks better. And yeah, that seems fine to me. Line height probably can just be 1 pixel. Fuck you. 10 pixels. Fuck you. Yeah, let's just remove that. Just a quick second. I got a message. Blah blah blah. Okay, shut up. So the question here is that, yeah, I feel we kind of need this login with Google stuff, because kind of everything is going down. It feels like it. There's a lot of negative space on top. Design is not super good. I agree with that. So here maybe I can do 50 pixels. open source file storage. Okay, so in here then, so now that you have an H5, yeah, so this is not gonna be, this is gonna be 14 pixels. This I'm gonna remove. Yes, but I was actually thinking of doing hero sections, right? I was actually thinking of doing hero sections. So let's see how we can do that. Let's see how we can do it. So now I think we are good in here, and yeah, it looks pretty okay, I would say. Okay, so let's get down with some work where we actually start working on the refactoring of the code base. Okay, so Google login controller. So as I can see, there are a couple of things which are more like, you know, common things. So as an example, auth URL, things like that would always be done for like all applications. I mean, sorry, yeah, different kind of providers that I have in here, right? Different kind of providers I have in here will be having the same kind of thing. So maybe I can do a little different thing in here. So one more thing here is that our state is same. Sorry, this one. Our state is same for everything. Okay, our state is same for Google and GitHub. The state secrets, which I don't think so is a bad idea, honestly, because anyways your client IDs and things are different. So I don't know, maybe it's a good idea to actually have different secrets, but for this particular use case I might just go with the single state. Otherwise, again, for parsing and all that, I have to create maps and things like that. I don't want to do that. So right now, one of the things that I want to work on here is a little bit of refactoring, and I personally believe that these kind of things can actually be taken to a high-level controller. So what I can do is this basically inherits from, that's not how you write here. This is not C#, right? Login controller. And here I can simply say this is this, but I want a class. Shut up. Abstract class. Okay. Sorry. Abstract class. So now what do we have in? So because it extends, yeah. So now so you try to get this, you try to get this, you try to get this. Same things you would kind of be doing for this thing also, right? Yeah, you would basically be doing this entire part for all of them, right? So here protected void who, okay, which also means you need client registration. One of the things you can do here is protected login controller, taken client registration. Private final, this thing is this. So maybe I can remove that stuff. And then you also might need this thing. So here it is. So slowly we are refactoring stuff actually. Okay, and most likely also this part. So you also need the handler. So I'm gonna put that in here. And then I'm gonna say add constructor parameters. That's all. I don't know what update means, but yeah, I actually didn't look at what it's asking me to do, but whatever. I feel this is correct. Okay. You also need the state token cache. Awesome. So you also need the state token cache. So you also need the state token cache. And let's add it to the constructor. The other thing that you might need here is nothing as of now. Okay, nothing as of now. And most importantly, you need to make this calls here. So super client registration. So you gotta send this guy. Then you have to send token handler. So state payload token handler. Then you need to send this, you need to send this, yeah. So I don't think so we need this in here. We don't need this. Well, we still need that. Okay. So in my login controller, I believe you can say that. The problem here is these are all private, so I have to say protected. Well, I'm just gonna keep it private for now. I don't know if they are gonna be needed down the line. Okay, so let's say, so this is auth URL, and what exactly is this method name, which is trying to generate URI for generate code URI. So if I look at application YAML authorization URI, generate auth URI, if I say this, then you can call this guy in here simply with nothing, and you should be getting back auth URI. So let's just call this, yeah, so this needs to return auth, right? And in here This guy needs to return a log. Cool, sounds Gucci. And the question is, how do we test this? We have no way to test this. Well. I suppose we need to still come back to that part. Private final client client registration. So we're gonna keep this for now because we're gonna refactor one single thing at a time. Okay. So you have to delete that. And in here, I'm just gonna say this client. Actually, you know what? No. Yeah. I'm gonna do it in this way. But you have to call this first. So you cannot do that. That you can do. So now what happens if I read on the application? Does it still work? Okay, it still works. Let's look at login with Google. Okay, it seems to be working fine. Continue homepage. It seems to be working fine. It seems to be working fine. Right. Seems to be working fine. Seems to be working fine. Okay. Next what? Next is this callback guy, which needs to be extracted out, right? So I can start from here where I can extract out the thing because I'm going to do this thing for both the cases. We need a logger in this case. Okay, cool. And then these things are again the same. The entire thing is gonna be the same, honestly. The entire thing is gonna be the same. So let's actually extract this out here, and let's go back here and say protected URI gen. Okay, access token URI. So let's say I need this, and in here I can simply return this thing, right? So the point here is you need a code. Okay, so string state string code. You first need logger, so let's do a quick logger stuff here. Private static final logger SLF4j. Always take from the interfaces so that I can swap around the things. Okay, so it says build. What's the issue here? Why are you crying? Because it is not this thing, so that's just fine. So here we definitely need this thing can be extracted out into its own function. So let's do it here. Protected void validate state string state, and you have the same. Okay, so if you don't need this, throw new state is not same. What do we have in here? So sorry, wait, we also do these kind of things in here, right? So I suppose we also have to, okay, that's fine. So through runtime exception, we do custom exception. Okay, and here itself, what I can simply say is I have to do a couple of more things in here, right? I have to do a couple of more things in here. So I take this part, this. So this entire thing is basically validation of the cookie, the state, right? So you get this, and here also I don't want to do that. State is null. And state, what exactly do we do here? If not, we do this. Okay. Yeah. State is not same. Cool. So we just read through the exception. So we can simply say throw in. That's all. That's pretty much it. I don't see anything else which can decode. Decode can also throw an exception. Decode can also throw an exception. Yes, but in both the cases we can simply just throw it right back, or yeah, to do custom exception. That I think is fine. Okay. In fact, what we can do is that's all. And I don't know if we need logger for now, so I'm just going to remove the loggers, but let's see. We might need exact loggers to figure out what went wrong and what didn't go wrong, right? So that is something that we will think about it later right now. So validate state. So I believe let the controller take care of it first. So you validate the state, and if you have an error, I'm not gonna handle it here. Okay. So maybe what we can do here is we can do a very simple thing where we start with this thing. Let's create a package called exception. So auth exception, let's call it that. Extends runtime exception, and how do I do override methods? So I try to override every one of them. Okay, cool. So we can simply do that with a message, I suppose. And yeah, so one of those things I want to do is serial version UUID serial. Yeah, so I probably want to turn this on. We should complain about this, and we have this thing. So this again is required for like a versioning for your class, if you're actually doing serialization or not. It's just a habit that I have picked up where we keep on doing this thing, even though we don't need it a couple of times. Okay, cool. So now what we do here is that where is our login controller? So here sorry, where is valid state token? Okay, so here we say auth exception received invalid state, received invalid state token. So exactly what we are doing. Yeah. Okay, so received invalid state token. This is not always correct. So invalid state token, yeah. So if you do a get in here, it also does an evict. So it kind of also says that, okay, you cannot repeat yourself. So I mean, maybe we can have a differentiation between whether you sent no token and whether you sent an, like if you're trying to replay tokens, because in that particular case, we can exactly figure out if we want to block that certain IP who's trying to replay tokens and things like that. But yeah, maybe not right away. Okay, so you have issues on all of those. So here received mismatch of received and generated state token. Okay, and I guess what you can do here is throw new auth, and we can just simply do that as decoding state token failed. So decoding state token can fail with JWT or with this thing, because you are decoding it, so it can fail with a couple of reasons here, right? So that's one thing. So maybe we can simply just do that. Sorry, simply just do that. And here, of course, we have to do this. Yeah, that seems fair. Sorry, that seems fair. And in my exception here itself, I can just probably create a handler, call it global exception handler. REST controller advice, look at that. And I think you have to say it exception handler. I don't remember, but yeah. Let's see. So this implement, I think, extends response entity exception handler. Yes. I will exactly know if this is correct if I just go to override methods, get message handle. Yes, so this is correct. This is correct. So here I'm gonna say public response entity error response. So, oh wait, I have an error response right out of this. Why not I use that? What exactly is this? This is an interface, motherfucker. It's an interface. Why do you have to do so kind? And then you keep saying, why do people hate OOP? Because you, why is it just not an error response? Okay, so let's create this, and here, do I have some sort of model? No, apparently I don't have. So model dot response. Yeah, I'm just gonna say that. So this here needs to implement serializable. This needs to go and do the same. So private string error code. Error message. Private string detail. I don't know if detail message is actually required, but okay, whatever. So I can create a constructor. So this is not going to serialize because of that. So I just want to create a select none constructor, and then of course you need getters and setters for this thing. I think you can still work with that. So you have to annotate with something for what does Spring use? What is that called? Man, what is the JSON library which Spring uses? Shit, how can I forget? Jason, Jackson. Yeah, Jackson. Jason Paxson. I was constantly thinking of something like Jason Paxson. That is what was coming to my head. But yeah, it's basically called Jackson. Again, I was going to say Jason Paxson. Okay. Okay. So I want to change the music a little bit. Let's see. The problem is I don't know if any kind of copyrights would come in, so your playlist sucks. Okay. So what if I just say NCS? Maybe these are all copyright music. No copyright music. So I hope it's not too loud for any viewers. If anybody can just comment on the chat that if it's not blasting on your ears, because I have definitely reduced a lot for you, so hopefully it's not blasting your ears. Okay, cool. But yeah, let me know in the chat if it's blasting your ears. I'll put it down. It's definitely blasting mine, but that's okay. Okay. What were we in the middle of? We were in the middle of actually doing this thing. So okay, so you have the error response. Handle of what was the name we gave? Auth exception, right? So you would be getting the auth exception. Did we? Yeah, we imported the correct one. So it's okay. Thanks. Okay. So what we're going to simply do here is that response entity dot status unauthorized. So I always get confused with 401 and this thing because the names are stupid. Yeah, 401 is basically authentication, but it says unauthorized, and here it's forbidden, which is basically like So that's pretty dumb of the standards. Okay, so you have this. So I want to send a status, but I also want to send a status where I can say set cookie to empty. So I'm going to clear out the cookie. Okay, I'm going to clear out the cookie, and then I'm going to say body hey, new error response, and I need to give it an error code. So for now I'm going to say stub. I probably need to generate some kind of error codes. The thing is that, so if you have a bunch of error codes which says, okay, this thing starts with this thing starts with this, and then 0, 1, like a grouping and a series of error codes, it becomes a lot more easier for PRE and SRE teams to debug issues at 2 o'clock in the night. So yeah, for now I'm just gonna keep it like this. Most likely an enum is what is required in here, and error message can simply be get message, and right here I'm going to do the log. Private static final logger. Okay, look at that. Finally, auto completions are happening. Though I don't know, like, yeah, code completion is 0. I don't know. I think it's just IntelliJ doing the auto completion. Anyways, whoever does it, just do it. Okay. Logger.error. Paste authentication issue. This is this. So you want this thing, and yeah, something like that. And why is it still giving an issue? Because it needs to return. Well, because I said body, you don't have to build if I'm not wrong. Of course, yeah, I don't have to build because it finally builds it here. Okay, cool. Okay, cool. And of course, we have to annotate this. So this is an exception handler for authentication auth exception. That's all. I suppose we are good in here. Maybe we actually have to write tests for this thing because I cannot mock these things. So I have to do a mock resource server and all of that. Maybe. But again, right now, I think I'm gonna skip that guy. Okay, anyway, so we have validate state, and we go to the controller itself, and the first thing we do is validate the state, right? And then the second thing that I want to do is, so we can close this thing. So the second thing that I do want to do here is that I want to call this thing called token. So this should be generate access token. Generate, or I think the name should be build. Build auth URI. That's a better name. And this here is build. What was the name? Access token. Yeah, I can just simply, do that. Now I gotta call this guy. So now we gotta call this guy with this code. And string access token URI is this. Okay, maybe it doesn't return anything. It does return anything. So what are you crying about? Because it's probably build. No. Wait, what? Oh. Okay. Yeah. Okay, so this seems to be working fine. Let's quickly see if this works fine still. Alright, so let's quickly restart this. I have DevTools, but I don't know why it doesn't restart. So again, I haven't looked into that part yet. So log in with Google. Just log in with something. Hello world. Look at that. It looks good. It looks good in my opinion. Okay. So a couple of other things I feel we can do in here. So if you look at this, part, we do it in two places. And we should be not doing it in two places. Okay. Another thing here is the state payload. Sorry, the state payload. So I'm just gonna take this guy. Yeah. And validate state. Payload, validate state. Protected void generate state. So what all things do you need? You need EAT, which is I think instant EAT. Then you need the issuer. So one thing here is yeah, all of these things are required there and no other place. So you take it out from here, you take it out from here, you take it from... Oh, cool. These things can go away. And we tapped under here. So you definitely don't need this. Okay, okay. So that's pretty good. You did everything that you were supposed to do. Next what? Next what? So you get this string state is, so you need this as a state, right? Fuck, how was I doing this? Okay, backend. So if I, oh shit, this is new, so I don't have same. So let's see what exactly it's doing. State is string. Okay. No state. So that should be correct. String. Okay. Is this thing, and you need nothing. Then you do this kind of things. Okay. And then you just do that. You do that. And that is good. But here is another thing. This is another thing that we are constantly repeating. So we have a generate state, and generate state can technically be a private state because no one else gonna call that. Okay. Okay. Then you have a validate state. Then you also have yeah. Okay. So this looks fine to me. So maybe we can. Okay. Maybe we don't need logger for now, do we? Maybe we need it, so I'm just gonna keep it there. So the next thing that I do want to remove out here is this thing. Because you create the params, then you do this. So let's do something like generate URI with params. And you have to give it the params. And you have to give it the auth URI. The question here is it worth it? Is it worth it? It's just gonna remove these two lines, honestly, so I don't think so it's really worth it. ठीक है, चलो कर लेते हैं. It's not a big deal, right? So private URI. Look at that. Look at that. It's actually understanding what I do want to do. What the fuck? So URI. Okay, cool. So generate URI this thing. So where did I delete that shit? I deleted the shit here. I'm gonna say token URI and params, and I'm gonna return. So it becomes a little less, not really much. Auth URI, yeah, okay. And of course I do that. Maybe it's okay. The only problem here is, yeah, that's fine, because you know Google requires these kind of things, but then some other provider might require a little bit different. So I feel this is okay. I feel this is okay. Okay, yeah. We're streaming for almost an hour now. I feel like I'm gonna take a quick break. Before I take a break, I'm gonna do a stop and run. Okay, so let's see if everything still works. We'll go back here, log in with Google. Okay, you say this, and you say continue. Still works, which I hope means that everything is good. So you know what? I'm just gonna say refactor. I didn't do stuff, man. Hold on. I just didn't do anything. So because build access token. Do I even call build access token? Okay, I call build access token. My bad. But let's actually refactor these things. We don't need any of this shit in here. We don't need any of this shit in here. We don't need any of these things. So new kit. And yeah, that's basically it. One of the things I'm going to quickly do here is code style, Java, indent detection. You can shut up for now and keep indents on empty line. No. What I do want to do here is can you do a hard 80 apply? Okay, it did do shit. Okay, wrap on typing is no. Visual guides, where on earth do you actually make sure that you do a thing? Never mind, I suppose I'll do it by myself. Oh, okay, it actually removed that part and not this part. Okay, so this is not what I want to do. Yeah, I want to say, yeah, no, you didn't do what I want to do. Hard wrap at 100. Use tab, of course not. Who do you think I am using tabs, huh? Saving space, huh? Fuck you, I have a lot of space. Can you just say wrap wrap hard wrap on typing? Okay, take priority over call chain wrapping. I just wrap career. That's all I need. Sure, we'll figure that out later. Okay, cool. So to do environment variables, we can probably do it right away. Application dev. So let's actually not go to application dev. Let's go to application YAML, because this also needs to be environment specific, and I'm going to do that. So I'm going to say app UI home base is HTTP localhost 5173, and then home can simply be app.ui.base / home. Define it. Okay, now ID should be happy. App UI home, so it has to be UI home page. Okay, I don't know what else to call, but for now I think we should be good. Private final string UI home page URL. Okay. Okay, cool. So add it here. Value should be app base UI base UI home. Cool and cool. So we are taking care of tools for now a little bit. Yeah, we're taking care of tools for now. So quick thing here, first you generate the authentication URL, which is basically gonna give you what is it called? I forgot what it's called. Authorization code. It's gonna give you an authorization code back, and you are just you are redirecting. So using the authorization code, it would make a call to the callback. Sorry, it would make a call to the callback, and once you have the callback, it would validate the state first. It would then say, okay, if everything is good, if anything bad here, it would just go to the global exception handler. Sorry. Then here it would say, okay, generate the access token URI, and then it would try and make a call to the access token URI to get a token. All right. So here, maybe response dot out we can do for now. Okay. This has to be that particular token which gives you back. So this has to be a response actually. So we'll come with that. We'll do that. Okay. So let's go here. Let's clear this out. Let's quickly see our thing. Nothing is broken. One thing I quickly want to show here is that disable cache. Yes. Okay. Cool. Thank God I was not doing anything stupid in there. Continue. Okay, you're here, and yes, so this is what your exact response is. So this looks like a good response to me. So this is because your object is in this format, and I'll return this, and I also want to remove this. Okay, there are a couple of things in here. Scaffolding on it. So these are all headers, I suppose, or like on the status itself. So we can remove that, and this right here is a JSON. JSON formatter. Can you give me something simple? Yeah, okay. I mean, it was already formatted correctly, I believe. So here is the thing. Here's the thing. So if I take the ID token in here, which is this, and if I go back to JWT IO, yes, so issuer is Google, which is correct. You have the audience, which is me, so this is gonna be my client ID. AZP, I have no idea what the fuck it is. Authorization party, the party to which the token was okay. So, oh, it's the same thing actually. Okay. Subject is the like the actual user itself. So this is one of the criterias for user. Then you have email. Email verified is true. Add hash, I have no idea. Token hash, okay. Whatever. We are more interested in name, picture. Given name, family name, I don't think so, but name should be fine. So we are just gonna say name and the picture. So the thing here is that we also probably should be having information about this thing. So it's September 14th, 1910. Sorry, so it has actually given you for 1 hour, I suppose, yeah. But the question here is, I do need to, validate that if this information is correct or not. So what I'm thinking is not to do this ID token stuff. I'm just going to take the access token, which is this. So if I just go here, and if I go to headers and authorization, so it has to be a better token. So as to like this, and what is the URL? This is a user info URL. So if I just go here and send this, it's gonna send me back the same things, but it is kind of now more validated that okay, Google itself is sending me back the data, because I send the API call to Google, and definitely it would have validated the token that I'm sending, right? So if I just remove this and send it, it's gonna fit exactly. So it's gonna fit. So which means that I know for sure that Google is sending me back this data and do not have to go back and revalidate with JWT or something like that. Okay. Cool. So now the point here is that let's remove this. Yeah, I don't know, URL page, yeah, whatever. For now, I think it should be good. So let's do a commit. Are we good with that? I think we are good with commit. Refactor the login controllers. So refactor the login controller. refactor the controller code. Extract all common functionalities across a base controller, base logging controller for reuse when we add support for more IDP like GitHub or shit Facebook. Never mind. I'm not gonna write that. Okay. I'm never gonna add support for Facebook, that's for sure. Push origin head. Okay, so we did a little bit progress, I would say. Definitely a little less than what I'm thinking, but okay. I mean, we should be good now. Next thing what? Next thing is, so it's 6:15. कितने बजे जाना है? आधे घंटे बाद चलते हैं? Okay, so we have half an hour, and within half an hour we are quickly gonna wire up this particular thing. So the first thing I do want to do here is model. So the point here is this particular model is more of a response on what I'm sending. I want to know what kind of a response I'm getting back. Well, I think it's time to ask. Well, I don't want to do that. I can simply say, okay, go to source main Java, and then this thing, right? If I go to model, so let's just say, look at that. I'm gonna ask ChatGPT to do the naming for me. Hey shithead. I'm gonna do that. So let's go there. Response has all the models which I respond with. Request package will have the incoming requests and also TTO package for data holders. What's the package name for models which represent external data coming to my app? Sample Google, GitHub, user info, etc. Let's see what it actually does. Well, I don't want to delete that. So. Good question. तभी तो पूछा. Since you already have a clear separation for external data, you want a package that names this. This is a good. Wait, this is a good one. I think this is a good one. So I can simply say model package this thing. Google. Do I want Google and all that? Yeah, Google user and all that. Okay. So what can the name be for this thing, right? So what can the name be for this thing? So this is more of a okay. Yeah, model integration. Oh wait, I said third party. Integration is what I mentioned I liked. Yeah. So this is Google. Then so what's the call that we make? We make the call which is access token. So Google access token. Google access token response or I guess that's a good idea because then I can create something like swaggers. Request response generated. Okay, Stripe and things like that. Oh, that is pretty good. Integration first. Integration Google GitHub. Wait, why did I close it? Model client. I mean, it's probably a good idea, not a bad idea, to have integration at the top level, but here itself, I think this should be fine, right? I'm gonna do this for now, okay? Not overthink it. So, question is, what all things you have? Access token. So private string, awesome. Can you do? Refresh token is not there. Private int expires in. अरे भाई हाँ ठीक है, refresh token है. Next. Well, you have scope, which is okay. You have token type. Then you have ID token. ID token. Yeah. So you don't have refresh. So you have access. Expires in scope, token type, ID token. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Awesome. Okay. So now what you need, I just need getable setters. Okay, cool. This is a good idea to implement. No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not probably gonna do that. So in here, we need to say JSON property. I think value. Yeah. So value is access token. So expires in, and this is scope. Scope or scopes? Scope. Token type. ID token. Yeah. So now simply we're gonna say here, so this is Google access token. Well, we're gonna pass it to Google access token. So now, very simple thing. Response. So what was the status code that we got? I think we have to look at from the UI, right? Oh, no, I remember. So yeah, status we got right? Status we got 200. So if it's not 200, I would consider it to be an error. So if response dot okay or something is there. This is the building. Is okay or something is there. Response dot get status code not equal to http status code dot okay. So if this is not, and these are enums, right? These are enums, so it should be good here with this equals. Throw new auth exception. Error could not receive access token from Google, and logger error. We're already logging that right there. So let's just go through it. Okay. So after that, I'm simply gonna say Google access token. What's this? Well, access token body. Model, something like that. Right. If we just say this. Just give me a quick second here. Okay, so you have this. So what is access token? Access token is this. I suppose it can be null. So we can simply say objects required on null. So if it came in as null, you should be also, yeah. What is it crying about? Method invocation. What do you think I did here? I know why. I know why. So you have to do it for both the cases, right? This can also be null. Yeah, this can also be null. Okay, so we can simply say if access token is null, or access token dot get this thing. So I'm just gonna throw did not receive access tokens from Google. HTTP status code. So I'm gonna do that actually. And I'm gonna remove this because I would let the network call fail. I'm just being lazy here, honestly. Well, technically speaking, why can't I just do that? Is empty or access token equals null, or is empty simply do that. Solve. Okay. What else? What else? So you have the token now. What is it crying about? Extract method. Ah, this makes sense. Awesome. Pretty good, huh? Done. And we cannot take this up as a common stuff because it's purely for Google. Well. Why can't it be for? Because technically speaking, everybody needs to send the access token, right? So why can't it be for GitHub? So when we come to GitHub, we'll see if we can actually put this in the login controller. So we don't have to worry about right now. Over design is stupid, I feel. Okay, so let's do this thing. So you have the access. So now what you have to do? You have to make a call to user information. The very first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this guy. And yeah, application YAML. So user info URI is basically this. And user info authentication method is what? What are you expecting in here? What exactly are you expecting here? So if I just go to GitHub and search right across the entire of this thing here, I want to go to code actually. You say header, okay. Okay. So this comes from Spring itself, docs on Spring, okay. Client basic secret. Okay, this is a form authentication. I'm guessing depending on the type of authentication you have a little bit of difference here, so I'm not gonna bother about it right now. I have to probably look into what's happening. Okay, so I'm simply gonna say string user info URI is okay. Client, not client. What do you need? Ah, fuck. I'm guessing we have to do this. Login controller. Here I have to say protected, and this can be a token. Now the question is, somebody can do a bearer token, somebody might do something else. That's something, not sure. So what are the things that you have to send? So what if I content type is, I remember there was a Y here, right? Is application JSON. What if I send this invalid credential? It says okay. Okay, it's YA, not just Y. Now do you work? Okay, so you work. So what are the headers that you send back? Content type is okay, so you don't care about content type, you're always gonna send me back JSON. That's all. Oh wait, if I don't send accept, that is what I need to send. So what if I say I accept? Do you even support that? No, you always send back this. And what if I say this? Is that a thing? DTD. Okay, I don't think so. Accept and authorization, this thing matters. Sorry, the content type matters. Only thing that matters is the authorization. I'm showing a token right on the stream. I don't think it's a good idea. I did a dumb thing. I did a pretty fucking dumb thing, man. Okay. Okay. Cool. So now what I quickly want to do here is so why can't I just have the get the call there itself, is what my thinking is, but not right away, I feel. So here what I'm going to do is client registration, get provider, get user info endpoint, string URI, sync, is it URI? What are you crying about? Aha! Dude, toString do you have? Why is this toString and this is like something else? What all things can you have? Wait a second. Yeah, because you probably have authentication method and that thing. Okay. So it's probably a map and not this thing. Well, it's not a map. I understand. Okay, get URI. Yeah. Okay, so string user info URI is this. Okay, so once you have this thing, what I do want to do is that's literally it, right? That's literally it. And we don't need a token. I was thinking of making the call right here, but right now I'm not doing that. So yeah, it's kind of sus, but okay. So how do you do it? Rest dot, I think your get call. It's a get call. So it's rest client dot get call, and in here, wait, exchange. What the fuck is a REST client, dude? It's a REST client. Okay, so you have to do a little bit different, I think. Let's quickly see how we do that in some other place right here. So you say get, then you say the URI, then you say okay, cool. So REST client dot get. I forgot we are not using REST template anymore, so we have to give this dot header. Look at that guy. It knows. Okay. What else? Dot retrieve. Cool. And then here is wait, before that we're gonna have to say to entity. So Google user dot class. Let's put a Google user in controller model integration. Okay. So we cannot do a. Why is it? Oh, okay. So what all things do you get? Private string sub. Can I copy paste this? Okay. Maybe I can type faster. Never mind. Okay. So private string name. This is what I need. Private string given name and family name. What else you have? Picture. Then you have email. Then you have private boolean email verified. And you can have a getters and setters. So we of course need something in here. This name value should be equal to sub. This is name. This is given name. This is family name. This is picture. Email. Email verified. And we can say toString. Well, it cannot work in that way, so I have to say toString. Cool. Makes sense here. So Google user response. So what all response you're giving me? 200. We can copy paste a little bit stuff here, you know. Wait a second. Where did my... Fuck, I deleted it for some reason. HTTP status equals... HTTP status equals response.getStatus code. If status not equal to HTTP status.OK. What happened? Why are you crying? Error getting access token from Google. Receive error code. Receive code. This thing HTTP status code. Ah, yeah. So now let's quickly grab this thing in here. So sorry, error getting user info from Google, received code listing. So okay, next thing, this is wrong. So Google user response, this response can be changed to access token response. Okay. Okay, so now we can say in here string Google response, Google user can be, that is wrong, right? So dot get body Google user. If Google user is null, received empty response for user on Google. Yeah, just want to say that for now. Okay, cool. Next, what? Next, we have to extract our information, and here what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna say s out Google user, and let's see what happens. Failed to start. Okay, so start this, restart this. Okay, so let's go back here and go here, say login to Google. I want to log in with this guy, say continue. Error getting access token. चलता हूँ थोड़ा, रुको. Received code 200. Okay, I might have done it wrong. Yeah, I know. If it is not successful, yeah, okay, my bad. That is on me. Okay, so log in with Google, say this thing, continue. Error getting access token. Okay, restart. Why does it not show me the actual running one, which just would restart? Okay, so log in with Google, this thing in here, continue, hello world, and if you go here, it says this. Let's go ahead and say, yeah. So this is exactly what we are getting. How does it know my family name is there and not? I don't know. Somehow it knows. Knows fucking has every data. Yeah. So feels like we have got this particular thing where we have got the Google user, right? So what next is in my Xcali. So this here is done. So the next part would be to save the profile info and to save the avatar page. Okay, so this is what we are going to do next, and then we're going to start working on the me profile. So for now, I'm gonna log off. I'm not gonna continue doing it, but I'll be back in the night today to continue working on this part, where I will be trying to finish off at least the flow where you know, I can actually go through the entire thing, where once you do a login, it kind of stores your information of like remembers me. Okay, so the next thing that I do want to do here is, so I quickly want to open this up where, oh, I have this thing. So yeah, so this is still left. UI integration, I would say, is still left. User info, profile menu anyway. So I'm still working on this part, I would say. Okay, so I just got down the information. So now it would be this thing. Okay, so yeah, so this is gonna be next, then this is gonna be next. UI integration for login, slash new profile to get profile info, store profile info, store profile info in context. That's all I'm going to do for now. Okay, that's all I'm going to do for now. Yeah, that's what the plan is. So tonight, maybe at 8 o'clock, 9 o'clock, I'll come back again, and then I'll start working on these things. So these things should take a little less time, except the fact that I have to do a little bit of refactoring and things like that. But I suppose that can be taken care of. And we can do that pretty good. So yeah, thank you so much, whoever joined, and thank you everyone for your interactions. I hope you had an informative session. I hope you had something to learn, and I hope you had fun. And yeah, we'll meet you back in some time, and thank you. And if you're new here, do consider giving it a like, to share it with your peers who might find this useful or might find this fun to join. And yeah, do leave a subscription, do subscribe to the channel if you think it's good. And okay, why did my camera just go out of focus? Yeah, okay. So if you do think that the channel is good and the content is good, so yeah, do consider leaving it a like and subscribe. Thank you so much, and I'll see you soon again. Thanks.